Greetings, birds, dogs, and dragon folk. I'm Kevin, and this is 11 Elden Things in Caelid. If I could describe Caelid in one word, that word would be red. I mean, look at the place, it looks like a Doom level. Originally, I was going to make separate videos for both Dragon Barrow and Caelid Main, but I've determined that that is a waste of your time, so we're covering all of Caelid. This area has many things that you might have missed, and because my name is Kevin, I can burn 11 of those things into your memory. Anyone else who does this idea will be poisoned by angry shellfish. Before I get to the locations, I'll brief you on what info I'll be discussing, as well as providing a map-only option for those who want a more blind experience, so stick around, spoiler-free gank. Here's the general guidelines on what I may be covering in this video. If you're worried about spoilers, you can read the coverage in the description. Heavy spoilers will be avoided as always, but for those who want even less information, you can go to this time, or click the map-only timestamp in the description. You have 10 seconds starting now to skip ahead if you want. Feel free to explore the map there, but for everyone else, let's get to the list. Before I get to the 11 things, I'm going to provide a quick area summary. In the entirety of Caelid, there is 1 Everjail, 1 Sacred Tier in one of the 3 churches, 0 Remembrance Islands, 1 Memory Stone in the 1 Rise Tower, 4 ruins, 2 ore tunnels, which this tunnel here has a bell bearing to get upgrade materials, 2 Erd trees, 3 catacombs, which this catacomb here is accessed only after beating the main boss of the area, 4 caves, and 2 forts, which Fort Ferrith has a key medallion that you may use later. Now that we've overviewed all of that, let's get to the list of things. Number 1 is located here at Gale Tunnel. This tunnel is at the far west end of Caelid, and progressing through it will allow you to get to a shortcut that will bring you back towards Limgrave. Exploring the tunnel itself will allow you to find the Moonveil and the Cross Naginata. Aside from the weapons, you will also be able to find Alexander the Pot Warrior at a certain point of his questline here. After you talk to him in Stormhill, he tells you that he wants to go to the festival in Caelid. The path he takes to get to the festival involves going through Gale Tunnel. I'm not sure if it's required to open up the shortcut in order for him to progress to the castle, but if you haven't gone very far, you should be able to find him in this cave here next to the shortcut door. You'll get some dialogue about how he wants to go to the festival, and that's about it. Nothing really too special. For number 2, we're going to be covering night encounters. These 4 locations all have encounters when approached at nighttime. Traveling to each of them will allow you to find a Gravity Stone Peddler Bell Bearing, which allows you to find certain crafting materials, the Ash of War Poison Moth Flight, the Death Poker, and the Ash of War Bloodhound Step, which is basically Quick Step on crack. I have a feeling this one's going to be very popular in PvP. Moving on to number 3, we have the Ravine and the Arena in the isolated portion of Caelid. The only way to get to this location is to take the elevator from the Sheofra River. And if you don't know how to get to the Sheofra River, do you remember in my Mistwood video when I said that that big octagonal building brings you down to a small cave? Yeah.
I lied.
You can explore that area and then find the elevator to come here. Going through the ravine will allow you to find a spiked palisade shield, and proceeding up to the arena will allow you to fight a certain challenge for the Pot Warrior and get the Great Jar's Arsenal Charm. This charm is the strongest version of the increasing equip load charms. Definitely a good one to grab. Number 4 is located here at the Beast Sanctum. In the Sanctum itself, you will find an NPC who will give you beast incantations and weapons in return for Deathroot, which can be found from several skeleton and catacomb bosses. There are 9 Deathroot in the game, and you will need to give him all 9 in order to finish his questline. Aside from this, outside of the actual Sanctum itself, there is a small parkour section to find a couple of items. Moving along this ledge and carefully parkouring down will allow you to get the Cicada Dagger and the Dragon Crest Shield Talisman. Make sure you go all the way down and be very careful. You're gonna need Torrent. Number 5 is at the Tower of Caelid. At first glance, it would seem like this tower is inaccessible, but you can actually get into this tower through some complicated parkour. I'll let you know in advance, All of the items on the outside of the building are mainly crafting materials and consumable soul items. There are no weapons or like spells or anything on the outside. I won't go into too much detail on how to explore the outside, but I will show you this path here to beeline into the actual tower itself. There are a lot of dangerous hops here, so you have to be very good with your timing, but following this path will allow you to get inside fairly quickly. Once inside, there are two paths that you can take. Going up brings you to the regular tower, but going down will actually bring you to a special boss fight. Going along this path here, dropping down again, dropping down, dropping down, dropping down, dropping down, and dropping down will allow you to unlock a shortcut so you don't have to worry about dying in the same place that you did 5 times ago. Progress down this path to get to the bottom of the tower, where you'll be able to get the Godskin Apostle set and Godslayer Greatsword. Don't get mad at me about all the parkour in this video, by the way. I'm not happy about it either. We just live with that. We just take those. The 6th spot on our list is located here at the Celia Hideaway. Going past this gravestone will reveal a blank wall, or so it would seem. Hitting the wall behind this tombstone will reveal a hidden path that goes into a secret cave. Inside this cave, you'll be able to find the Crystal Spear, Crystal Torrent spell, and the Crystallian Spirit Ashes. There is also a secret locked off area in the pit of this dungeon. You'll need a magic key to get through here that is tied to the sorcerer's cell in questline. You will have had to met a certain sorcerer in the Mount Gelmer area first before you can talk to Selin and she'll give you the key for this area. But once you do, you can come here and get the Stars of Ruin spell. I'll go into more detail about this questline further down, but for now just remember that this is here. The 7th thing we're going to be covering is the Lake of Rot. This area isn't too much of a pleasure to be in, so I thought I would cover anything you could miss so you could minimize your time in here. To the south, you'll be able to get the Ash of War Poisonous Mist. Traveling up the west coast, you'll be able to find the Meteorite Staff up this ledge. And going into the ruins, you'll be able to find the Rock Sling and Traveler set. Moving to the east side behind the trees, you'll be able to get the Ash of War Sacred Ring of Light. In the center, there will be an NPC invader. And to the east, you'll be able to get the Commander's Standard and a quest item for 2 NPCs in this area. Finally, to the north, you'll be able to get the Poison Armament Miracle. Remember that there's a way into the ravine at this location towards the north. Explore around there as you wish. The 8th thing we're going to be covering is these 2 locations centered around 2 NPCs. The southwest location should be explored first. Here you'll find an NPC who has an interest with a particular item and another NPC further to the northeast. Getting the important quest item from number 7 in the Lake of Rot will allow you to progress this quest further. Bring it to Gowry, and he will repair it and tell you to deliver it to the person to the northeast. She will thank you, and then move down to the location where the previous NPC was. Interact with them there so they can continue the quest further. Then come back again, and the first NPC will now sell you various spells. You'll also be able to get the Prosthesis Wearer Heirloom Charm. The Millicent NPC will move further away from this location, but as you progress their questline further, remember to come back to Caelid and visit the first NPC. After a certain point, he'll sell you the Pest Thread spell, and there's more stuff to come down the line, so just remember to come back here. The 9th thing we're going to be covering is Caelid's Town of Sorcery. Starting from the lakeside in these ruins, you will be able to get the Rotten Stray Spirit Summon. Moving into the town, traveling on top of the rooftops, you will be able to get the Ash of War Double Slash, the Staff of Loss on this balcony, Cerulean Tear Scarab, and Gold Seed in the upper part of the town. In the town, you'll also find several altars that you have to light in order to break the magical seals spread throughout. In the back alley of the town, you will be able to find the Imbued Sword Key, which can be used to unlock a portal at the 4 belfries in Liurnia. In the center of town, you will be able to find the Night Comet spell, and in the front of the town, you will be able to get the Spelldrake +1 talisman. Once all the lights have been lit and those items have been collected, you can proceed to the boss room, where you will be able to get the Nox Flowing Sword and Lusat's Glintstone Staff.
Impressive. Very nice.
The 10th thing we're going to be covering is the painting found in the Town of Sorcery. Located here in this pile of rubble, you will be able to find the red painting, which will guide you towards this location near the Erd Tree. Here you'll be able to carefully drop down and get the Ash of War rain of arrows. You'll also get a really nice view of the Caelid battlefield area. The 11th and last thing we're going to be covering is Redmane Castle. This castle actually has two phases that people might not be aware of. The castle has a regular mode and a festival mode. If several NPCs like Alexander and Balad are already at this location, the castle will be in festival mode. When the castle is in festival mode, most of the doors in the area will be locked off until later. The only item you will be able to get is the Ash of War Flaming Strike in the initial entrance to the castle. Once you've beaten the big boss of the area, you can come back and explore the castle to get the Flamberge, Red Hot Wet Blade, which allows customization of your weapons, and Ruin Greatsword. There's also an NPC in the castle who you can talk to during both settings of the castle's events. I would make sure that you have good progress in Selen's questline before encouraging him to leave the castle. If you see him sitting in the church in the back of the castle, then I would refrain from talking to him for quite some time. So that was 11 Elden Things in Caelid. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know if you all liked the overview thing I did at the start of the video. I think it would be a good idea for me to provide a sort of checklist of the area so I can focus the 11 things on more hidden stuff. And if there's anything else you think I should add to the video, let me know. You should notice that there are chapters in the video now, which is something I didn't know I could do. But yeah. For those who skipped ahead, here's the map. No spoilers from this point on. If you have any feedback, let me know in the comments and I can add it to the video. It's been very helpful. I've been changing things, trying to make it better. If there's an area you'd like to see sooner rather than later, let me know and I'll get to it quicker. Thank you all for your time. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to feed Torrent, praise the ring, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.